Let's go up to New Jersey. This young man is the latest commitment to the University of Alabama. He committed to Nick Saban at Alabama last Friday, and I know we talked about it on the actual program because it happened right in the middle of our show, and we're excited about Alabama continuing this dominating recruiting class. Antonio Alfano, welcome back to Tuscaloosa, Alabama. I hope you're doing well.
Thank you, sir. I'm doing great. Thank you for having me on the show. It's a pleasure.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm looking forward to kind of breaking this down with you. Let's talk about just getting the recruiting process over. Are you glad that it's over?
I mean, it's a huge weight lifted off my shoulders. And on top of that, being committed to the best football program in the country, it's a true blessing. And, it's nothing but luck and hard work that gets put into it. So, it's a huge weight lifted off the shoulders. And, I can't wait to get down to Tuscaloosa and get to work.
Antonio, walk us through the recruiting process, because for your skill set and your talent, it started early for you. 8th grade, your first offer came in from Rutgers, and it's been a long process for you. But can you walk us through that recruiting process that's probably been stressful and challenges and all sorts of things at a lot of different times?
Yeah, most definitely. Getting offered as an 8th grader wasn't a routinely planned thing at all. I think I was only like the 3rd or 2nd person in New Jersey history to ever get an offer ever in New Jersey, and as an 8th grader. And it was really cool. I got a lot of attention in the beginning. I like the articles getting written about me and stuff in the beginning of this process. But then throughout high school, freshman, sophomore year came, now this year, and then everyone always wants to write something about you. People asking you where you're going, pushing and pulling me in different directions, trying to persuade me to go to different schools and stuff. It's a lot and it gets annoying. Sometimes you just want to focus on yourself and, be in your own little bubble sometimes. But, you have a huge target on your back because now, you do have this talent and, you have to, you're forced to make a decision to pick what college you want to go to. So, it's real long, it's grueling, but you know what? It's a blessing in disguise. So.
One of the things that I was doing to prepare for this interview, I had a chance to go to YouTube, and I think if anybody wants to go and take a name and search for your name, Antonio Alfano, and to go and look at it, Jersey Sports Zone did an absolutely incredible job. I don't know if I've ever seen one like this, to go through the all access. For one, you've got to be the flexible to give that Jersey Sports Zone the ability and the access. But I learned so much about watching these episodes of diving into what it's like. And you talked about playing up. In other words, you were so big that you had to play against people that were a lot older than you and a lot bigger than you. Well, not bigger, but maybe a little bit just a year older and stronger and all those different things. But talk about the challenges of having to go against kids that were older than you were, and maybe how that helped you develop.
Yeah, most definitely. I was always a lot bigger than other kids, and how the leagues work up here in Jersey is that it goes by weight class, not by age. So, for example, let's say I was 140 pounds or 150 pounds, and I was like 11 or 12. Well, over here, the more commonly average kid that's 150 pounds is more like 13 and 14 years old. You know what I'm saying? So I'm 12 years old playing with 13 to 14-year-olds. Obviously, they're more developed than me. They're more faster than me. They're more coordinated. So I go to practice every day, and I get rocked all the time, and I keep getting back up, and it made me want to go harder, and I think that made me a lot tougher, because when everyone was my age, and I did get a lot bigger than everyone else. Now I'm not afraid to do anything, I feel like I'm the toughest kid in the field, like I run the field. So I mean, I think that definitely helped me prepare for this next level of football.
Spend a couple of minutes here talking about Josh Gattis, because he's the one that recruited you to the University of Alabama, the co-offensive coordinator here in Tuscaloosa.
Yeah, I knew Josh and Coach Gattis when he was back at Penn State before he moved to Alabama. We had a great relationship when he was at Penn State, and he was a guy that I really looked up to, and spoke to a lot at Penn State. And then him moving to Alabama just helped the Crimson Tide a lot. I mean, Alabama was already on the radar, but him moving down there and becoming a full-time coach down there really kind of helped them a lot. And when we went down there and he was down there, and I just felt the same love like I did when he was at Penn State and stuff. I was like, man, this is a person I feel like that has that potentially can watch my back down here. He's going to be like because I am going to be far from home. It's a 15-hour car ride from New Jersey, and I think I want to say 2.5 hour plane ride from Jersey. So I mean, it's not close. So I mean, to have someone that knows the area like down there, kind of watching my back and stuff, is going to be good. So yeah, he really did help Alabama a lot with recruiting me.
Antonio, was Alabama this high because you pushed your decision back from December to May? Was Alabama this high in May, or maybe did Josh Gattis sort of push them over the top?
I'd say them over the top. They weren't going to be in my top schools when I was committing. They were definitely wasn't the school I was going to commit to. But I mean, getting to know, seeing Josh Gattis go to Alabama really did help them a lot and push them over the top. And like I said, that second visit down there really opened my eyes to things. So,
can you walk us through that visit and maybe one of the separating points that made Alabama stand up above Georgia and Penn State?
Oh yeah. So me and my father, we're supposed to take a flight down there, but our flight got delayed like 3.5 hours, and like we were like, you know what, like we're not waiting here any longer. So we just hopped in the car, drove 15 hours all the way down to Tuscaloosa. And the coaches pushed back our visit a day, and we spent 2 full days down in Tuscaloosa. But got to spend time with Coach Saban, Coach Cool, the defensive line coach, Coach Newport, the defensive coordinator, Coach Gattis, showing us around the whole entire campus. I got the chance to look at a practice, a game scrimmage. I was in the film room with all the players and stuff like that, and the players really like embraced me and took me in. Like when I was standing out the practice and in the game scrimmage, I was having a conversation with the players like they were my own teammates. You know what I'm saying? And really took me in under their wings and stuff. And I got a chance to hang out with the players afterwards, like something small, just playing PS4 in the dorm room. Just listening to music, enjoying the game, the whole entire defensive line. That they really showed a brotherhood. They really cared about each other and they watched each other's back. So that really pushed Alabama over the edge. So.
See, none of us will, or most of us, I say none of us, most of us will never go through the recruiting process to be a major recruit, the top player in your state, one of the top players in the country, and to have a chance to build a relationship with Nick Saban and to be able to play for, one of the greatest coaches, one of the greatest leaders in this. I think he was number 10 overall in the world. But just talk about a chance to be able to build in the recruiting process a relationship with one of the greatest college coaches of all time and getting a chance to know him.
I mean, it's surreal. I grew up hearing about Coach Saban. I grew up, watching his games when I was little, and never a thought in my mind thinking maybe there's a possibility I could be playing for him one day. There's a possibility I could be learning everything from him one day. He could potentially help me fulfill my dreams and get to the next level. And now, when I first got offered by them, actually, me and my dad, when Coach Saban offered me formally last year, when I went down there, me and my dad looked at each other like, oh my God, that just happened, kind of sort of thing. And I mean, like I said, it's like a dream. It's a dream come true. I've always watched these amazing teams that these coaches play, and never ever once in my mind ever thinking I'd have a chance to play for them. And you know what? It's kind of crazy how the dream's coming true because it's something I've always wanted to do. And, it's a real honor and blessing, like I said before. So,
Nick Saban in Alabama has an amazing record of putting players at the next level. The consistency is there. Consistently, they always have guys in the first round. I mean, just look at the NFL players. I think Alabama's got a complete roster, 57 kids. And I say 57 kids, not meaning disrespectful, but 57 players in the league have graduated at the University of Alabama, which is a 53-man roster in the NFL. Did that impact your decision that they have been so successful in putting players in the league?
Yeah, most definitely. My dream is definitely to play in the NFL, and I definitely believe I have the possibility to do that. But that just kind of solidifies everything. They can not only help me get me an education and my degree and stuff, but they can also help me fulfill my goals and not even just go to the NFL. They send guys in the NFL ready to play right away. I just didn't want to go to the NFL and, be one of those guys kind of like floats around here and there. Like I want to go to the NFL, I'm going to make a statement. But first things first, I want to go to Alabama and make a statement as soon as I get there. So, I mean, like I said, that helped them so much. And, they just year in and year out are putting guys in left and right. I mean, that's something I've always wanted to do.
Talk about Coach Craig Kuligowski, because Alabama added him to the staff, and this guy is an elite technician. It seems to be very personable for everything that we've got the chance to know. Talk about your relationship with Coach Cool.
I mean, I love the way he coaches. I can see him. I can see myself learning a lot from him. Some small things he picks up on, some small footwork he picks up on here and there, and like video sessions, the way he talks to the players and stuff. He's not a coach that's gonna hop on you and scream at you and get in your face. He's gonna tell you what you did wrong. Yeah, he's gonna yell at you. That what coaching is. But I mean, he knows so much about the game. He's so knowledgeable about the game. He's coached so many great players. It's like you can't go wrong with him. He's one of the best. I heard that he's like the best defensive line coach in all of college football, and I believe that just from watching him coach at practice and stuff. So I mean, I had a great relationship with him. He's always texting my dad, or he's texting me here and there, got on the phone and stuff like that. So it's great to be coached by him. I have a real good relationship with him.
Let's go back to Georgia just for a couple of minutes. Who recruited you to the University of Georgia, and obviously try to get your commitment there when you recruited to Georgia?
Coach Trey Scott, the defensive line coach, was recruiting me heavy from defensive line. From Georgia, and I got a chance to meet with Coach Kirby Smart, obviously another Bama bred guy, and everything they do over there, which is kind of crazy, is based off of Alabama football. They're showing me their defensive schemes, the defensive layout, everything is basically Alabama. That's where Coach Smart has learned from. And I'm like, you know what? Like the reason how Georgia kind of got ruled out was, I was like, why go to a replica of the place that they're doing it from? Why not just go to the original place where it's actually coming from, the birthplace of it? And that's Coach Nick Saban, Alabama football, and you can't get much better than that. Because if you think about it, almost every college FBS football team wants to get to the national championship every year, and Alabama does that year in and year out. So I mean, you can't go wrong.
Hey, we always like to say it in Tuscaloosa: if you can drink Pepsi without the consequences, why would you do Diet Pepsi?
Exactly. Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'll probably get hit in the mouth for that comment. But anyway, those dog fans will be on me. That's okay. But let me ask you this, because even though you're verbally committed to the University of Alabama, you're going to continue to get because you're a high-profile guy. How do you let those guys know? How do you shut it down? Or are you going to shut it down?
No, I'll let you know right now. I mean, I'm totally shut down right now. Every school that's tried to get in contact with me afterwards and, try to come stop by after they knew I was committed to Alabama, I've respectfully told them, like, listen, I've made my commitment and, I've made my decision, and sadly, you're not one of them. And, they respectfully understand that. And Alabama's the place I want to go. So there's no other school that can kind of hop in front of it and, take that chance away from them.
Well, let me say this, and I don't know how it came about, but your all access with Jersey Sports Zone is incredible, man. I almost wish that every recruit would do that, because you allow us to go behind the curtain, to be able to see the process of what it takes to be a major recruit. One of them is, I think, your diet, that you go 4 or 5 times to the table and eat 4 or 5 servings, the strength conditioning that you went through, and the way that you push yourself to train. How did that come about with Jersey Sports Zone? Because it's incredible what they were able to do.
I mean, with Jersey Sports Zone, Alex actually reached out to me and asked me to do a little segment. It kind of went from being like a little segment to like this whole entire thing. Like there was so much good content he obtained from just following me around for a couple of days and stuff. And like it's the drive to work out hard, the drive to eat well, all comes from like my dad instilled that in me when I was in middle school, and that drive and that want to work out hard. And going to Bergen Catholic also helped that too. That mental toughness. When things get tough, how are you going to bow your back? How are you going to make that next play, or are you just going to back down? And just from the challenge. I've always was taught to be physically and mentally tough enough to make that right decision. And be there at the right time to make that right play. No matter how much my body hurts, no matter what the score is, you got to bow your back at all times. And that's how I play the game, and I play the game angry, and everything I got goes on the field all the time. So that's the way I look at it, because you never know if there's someone outworking you out there that's your same size, same speed. Once you meet that person, you definitely want to be able to say that, I got the best of them because I worked hard on them.
It's an absolute honor to be able to talk with you. I look forward to following your playing days here at the University of Alabama under Nick Saban. I'm excited to see the growth and development going through your senior season. But let me also invite people to go out. If you have not had a chance to do this, for one, you can connect with Antonio Alfano 99, Antonio Alfano 99 on the Twitter account, or you can go to Jersey Sports Zone on YouTube or search for the young man's name there, and the All Access is going to come up. It's incredible. It's a good way for Alabama fans because, I know now since you're committed, these Alabama fans are passionate, man. They're going to know everything about you, and that's another way that you can kind of open up that curtain to allow these fans to get to know Antonio Alfano. Thank you again for helping us out, man. I've enjoyed the conversation. I've enjoyed talking with you, and I look forward to covering your playing days here at the University of Alabama.
Thank you, Ryan. I really appreciate you having me on the show. It's been a real pleasure talking to you.